Good evening, everybody. Hopefully you can see me okay here. Not looking too bad. Light looks okay. I think I'm just going to be messing around in the garage a little bit tonight. Doing some chatting. See what kind of trouble I can get into. It's a nice night. We got some decent weather, and then we're headed for some bad weather here. It's going to get cold. And so before that happens, I want to get out here and do a little bit of cleaning, some organizing. I made some changes out here. Uh-oh. Beverly likes trouble. Hello, Beverly. Good evening. I don't know what kind of trouble we're actually going to get into. But we'll see what happens. I got a lot of cleaning to do. A lot of organizing. I've got rocks everywhere. I got some new rocks. I went to the Lapidary Club's gem show, silent auction last night. So I bought some material there to support the gem show, or the Lapidary Society. Got some, you know what, I'll flip you around here onto, let's look down on the table. What do you say? Let's see what that looks like. It's going to look all wobbly for a second, but it'll then get solid again. Ah. There we go. Hopefully that looks a little bit better. I ended up getting some beautiful jade. It's labeled nephrite jade out of eastern Pennsylvania. I didn't know eastern Pennsylvania had a nephrite jade, but it's got some beautiful color to it. And light shines through this puppy really well. So I'm going to have some fun polishing that up, cutting that into some slabs. Hello, everybody. Looks like we got some more people here. Say hi. We're just hanging out and chatting. So what's everybody up to tonight? Just going over some of my Lapidary Society fundraiser auction buys. This one's labeled Jade, Oregon. Thought it was interesting. I like the banding going through there. That'll be fun to cut and incorporate that into a cab or two. Again, translucency is great on this guy. Can you all hear the tumblers going in the background? Are they a distraction, or can you not even tell that they're there? Because I was debating on whether I wanted to shut the tumblers off. The water running, so you hear the tumblers going. All right. All right, I'm going to shut them off for this. Just while we're out here in the garage together. There we go. Should make it a little easier to concentrate. White noise. Tumblers are soft. Hello, Mayana. Good to see you. Hello, Elisa. Hope you're feeling better. Everybody, Elisa's birthday just passed. Take a second and wish her a happy birthday, please. She deserves it. So also from the Lapidary Society, I got this slab of jade. It was not labeled. Don't know exactly where it's from. You can see, again, it's got some good translucent pieces. So when I polish that up, it'll catch light nicely. And another small piece of jade from the same boulder, it looks like. Xanadu jade. Ooh. I was trying to do some organization stuff. Recently, my son and I built some new shelves to hold my gear. So I got my grinders on the workbench. I'll back up a little bit so we can see the whole thing. And then I got a couple extra shelves up there for storage. I got a bowling ball that I'm going to be cutting up soon to make bowlerite. And we got a sphere machine over there that one of these days I'll play with and start making some spheres. These tubs are empty right now. I'm trying to figure out what I want to put up there. What I decided was I don't want to put rocks up there. So I will put display rocks, and I'm working on my display piece here. But I don't want to put slabs and rough because pulling rocks off of the top shelf is not the best thing for the back. So I want to leave rocks down there. And I'll move some of these things around so that there's more space for rocks on the ground where the heavy gravity needs to go. And then I don't need to lift anything. I can just slide. So this grinder I just got up and running. It's an older Beacon Star. I put some new wheels for the grinder on it. These are older diamond wheels that I've had. But I put my heavy grinding wheels on here. Mesh, 80 grit, 60 grit, and 100 grit on here so that I can keep most of the mess, heavy grinding mess on this side. And then on this side, my plan is to, right now I still have the typical setup of 100 grit, 220 grit solid diamond wheels, 330 soft, going to 600, 1200, and 3000, which I've run for a really long time. But I'm going to move all these to soft wheels now that I have this as grinding. I'm going to put the 220 on the left, and then I'm going to jump up to, I think, an 8000 final polish. It's electric. Boogie, woogie, woogie. Yes, it's all electric. No, I'm not dancing. I'm not doing the slide right now, folks. Definitely not. Then one of my projects for tonight is I have to finish putting together this little lucite shelving unit that I got for displaying some more of my rocks up here. So I think I'm going to finish doing some of that as more people join us. And I get settled into being in a chat. Yeah, I didn't have much planned tonight. I'm not going to get too heavy into production and making stuff. Tonight's more about just hanging out and chatting and seeing what everybody's been up to. It's been a while since I put anything on my channel. So, as a goal, I want to try and get more active. So if you have questions, fire them out there. If you want to talk about what you've been up to. I know, Beverly, I haven't talked to you in forever. I hope things are well. So the non outside, we'll go here. As I was saying earlier, it's just some nice weather we finally got here. Into the mid-50s this week, or well, today. I know how it is, man. It just gets busy. It catches up on you. It catches up to you quick when you look up and realize, man, I can't believe that it's March already. What the heck happened to February and January? We're coming up to the end of the first quarter. It's going to be the end of April before we know it. And then what are we going to do? Get ready for summer? Anybody have any good summer vacation plans? Going anywhere interesting? Complain some more. Yeah, I'm always good for a little bit of complaining. A little acrylic shelf. Okay. I don't know. It was an Amazon cheapie. You know what? The light's going to be better over here. Let's move us back over onto the table. Or I can actually do some work. All right, we're going to pick up and jiggle and wiggle and wriggle this time. There we go. Oh, I guess the tripod doesn't want to work that way. Okay. Can I zoom out? Let me zoom in. Zapper. I haven't seen that thing in forever, Beverly. I gotta look for it. Ship it down to you. Yeah, it's been a tough couple of months. Got through the holidays all right. All right, and so this guy gets attached here. Oh no. Nope, he does not get attached like so. That was a mistake. I need to back that guy out. And put these guys in here. That way there's feet underneath the middle section here. Yep. Okay, that looks better. Let me give you these threaded rod bits. Yes. Hello, Scrimshaw. Hello, hello. I am putting together a lucite display stand that is going to go up on the shelf behind me. You'll see in a moment, to help show off a few of my collectibles. This was just an inexpensive Amazon stand. I don't know. I don't even remember the name of it. It's a no-name thing. I'm not too serious about my display. It kind of just morphs over time, and as I collect things that just catch my eye, I just show them off. I don't actually go out and try and acquire for it. Somebody asked me the other day, I was on my way to a gem show, and they said, well, what are you looking for? What did you want to get? What's your next impressive find for your rock display? I said, I really don't have one. I just kind of run into things, I find things from time to time that interest me, and I say, that would look kind of cool. Or I'm looking for something else, and I run into a deal. I will, yes, Beverly, exactly. I will know it when I see it. Why do I have extra stuff? They usually don't give you extra stuff in these kits. So I'm surprised. Nope, that's the wrong extra thing. Okay, there's the right thing. And then while I was there at the gem show, of course, I did find something that was being sold by the Lapidary Club who was putting on the show. And I was like, oh, you know what? That's really cool. I didn't know that existed. I want to learn more about it. I like the way it looks. And it was cheap. So I'm going to pick you up. You're going to bounce around a little bit here. A little jiggle and wiggle. So that score at the gem show was this chunky thing right here. So one of the things I look for is I'm a big fan of angels. My last name, DeAngelis, translates loosely to of the angels or from the angels. And so I like angels. I always have. And so when I saw this material called Angelite, that's interesting. But I'm also a local fan. I love stuff here locally. And where I'm at in southeastern Pennsylvania, it's a relatively bland geological region. There are some cool things. I'll show you a couple more things that are in these shelves behind me that come locally here, but there's not a whole heck of a lot. Most of the color and the glitzy stuff and the shiny stuff come from other locations. And for $20, I said, I can support this club. I can grab something that I think is cool looking. Will this ever turn into a piece of jewelry or a semi-precious gem or a cabochon? Probably not. But can I display it and show off a big chunk of something from Phoenixville, Pennsylvania with a cool crystally structure? Yep, we can do that. So that's why that piece came home with me. Another example is I was buying rough rock that I wanted to cut up. And one of the... Yeah, for $20. Yeah, actually, exactly, Scrimshaw. For $20, I can show it off. Now, I was thinking about cutting it down so it stands up on its own. So I'll put a slice in it so it'll stand up here like so. But the company that I buy from, there's a company, an online company called The Family Stones. Really cool. They got they had a unique online auction. A lot of people are doing the same thing. You can see this proliferating through all types of online, but they sell on Facebook. I bought material and I won one of their giveaways. And in that giveaway was a pair of these guys. So there's the one half. These are thunder eggs that were cut open. And I just love the little dolphin looking guy inside. And if you look back there, you'll see the other half. So it was bookend thunder eggs, big chunky guys. They came as an award or a prize for some purchases I made. And then there's I got some dinosaur bone back there, so you can see in the back. Woo, too far. Man, the zoom function on this thing is really touchy. The red and the blue next to each other, that came from an auction. I actually found an estate sale that was, they had flats of rocks and they weren't going very high. And so in that estate sale, I said, oh wow, I like a lot of those rocks that are in there, but I didn't know exactly what was in the set. And so this was one of them. And this is dinosaur bone that has turned to rock over years. And you can see all the little cells from the bone structure. And I just read the other day online, the reason we know that this is dinosaur bone and not some other mammal or creature, there was nothing that massive in the time frame that these rocks were formed. The size of the cells and the size of the actual bone structure, here's the rough side, tells you that this piece of vertebrae here could have only come from just a monstrous beast. So I thought that was cool. I was like, I never thought about it like that. That's how we know that they're actually dinosaurs and not just like a cow. And then in here, some other local things. I met up with a local guy who does some mining and some collecting here, and these are from my town here in Media. You can just see these little crystally pockets that have formed, and some botryoidal. It is amazing. You know, just when I thought I've learned it all, something new comes into my life. So I bought these from them because I thought they looked really cool. And because they're from Media. And then he brought me a little gift to go along with those of some local kyanite. And I just said, what? Yeah. There's blue kyanite. You see that in there? And that was found here in Delaware County. Look at that. Hello, Nina. Thank you for joining me in the car. I hope you're being safe, not driving or being a passenger in the car. Or if you're being unsafe, you're at least having fun while you're doing it. Here's another, I loved the colors in this rough. It's Moroccan azurite and malachite. Mimi D, it's good to see you. Hello, thank you for joining us. Thank you, everybody. So that is, brought someone to the doctor, and the doctor said, I'm just doing a little show off of my little display area here. I'm doing some work in the garage. No more jumping on the bed. Good one, Ben. I'm glad somebody got it. I just finished putting together my little lucite shelf here, so I've got to figure out how I want to display some of these things. It's difficult because the shelves that I built necessarily are deep. So they're not quite 24 inches deep. But that makes it tough to show off rocks because See, the stuff in the back gets lost. Some of my favorite crystals and rocks back there. Let's see if I can show you what I'm talking about. All right, so see, they get lost all the way in the back. This is Ocean Picture Stone. Some of my favorite material ever. This is the Dana Blue specimen of BC Ocean Picture Stone, sold by Dan Hurd on YouTube. You can see him mine this stuff, and he has the only location known to house the rock specimen known as Ocean Picture Stone. That is a flat with... Yes, they make great Tree of Life pendants. Oh yeah, he's a favorite. Dan is a great entertainer. I mean, he is wonderful. He's an educator. I have a lot of his material because he does a good job teaching you about it, and I love that. That means so much to me when somebody takes the time to say, well, this chalcedony, blue chalcedony was formed when the volcano erupted, and then the rock merged together under intense heat, and he'll teach you about it. Hello, Dawn. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Gems, welcome. Welcome to the Hangout. Yes, and he's fun. He's definitely fun. So going back to my stories here, here's a plate of aquamarine and muscovite. And this plate, the story of how I got that plate, we were talking about I don't really buy things in my collection specifically for display. I'm not a display person as we sit here and go through my display. But it's more about things that I've come across that I find interesting and I enjoy. And so this is aquamarine, not that guy. That guy was sitting on there, but dropped something. I'm gonna bring this down so we can see it better. So you can see the aquamarine crystals inside their muscovite host. And this guy here is just an absolute stunner of a piece. And then this crystal goes all the way through here. And I didn't know anything about it. I knew not what it was. I know that I love aquamarine. I love the blue colors. I love the natural shapes. I love gemstones that are made from it. But I didn't know that was in the collection when I bought the estate. So that came in with all of that dinosaur bone that I received in the estate collection. And when I pulled that out of the box, I was just floored. Absolutely floored. Yes, it is my birthstone. Thank you for giving up private details about me, Beverly. So it was just an amazing thing that I didn't know what this other material was. It took me forever to figure out why was this all in there. And so that's a prominent piece for me. That's something that I cherish because of the story, how it came to me. Thanks, Beverly. There's my cash is in the shoebox, and I've got to remove my bed or the couch. Jeez. I'm getting rid of all the couches in my house just so nobody can find my cash box now. Show you. Oh, goodness. Yes, lots of familiar faces. Thank you, everybody. I hope you're all having a good night. I'm having fun. I got to figure out, though, what I'm going to do with this shelf. This shelf is confusing. You know, to lock you guys back into my stand here, maybe. If I can figure out how it works. Yep, well, Nina, that's not hard because I haven't done many lives. So, glad you're here for it. I appreciate it. But this stand, so this little cheap lucite Amazon stand. No singing or exercising out of me, Nina. That is for other YouTube personalities. They get to maintain their physique and their vocal cords on your time. I just talk. We'll talk about whatever you want to talk about, but I talk. And then I might make a pendant or two. I'm looking at some of the rocks here, and I'm kind of feeling a little bit inspired to grind something out. Oh, I can show you guys. I did rock stabilization for the first time. So I can't wait to show you that. I'll show you how I did it and how it turned out. So I took some rock that was kind of crumbly and had some weird fractures in it. And I used an acrylic resin and a vacuum chamber. And I vacuumed. Does Schrodinger's cat exist? I don't know. If you talk about it, does it exist? So I ran it through the vacuum chamber till all the air was sucked out of it. It had to stop bubbling. I figured, oh, you know what? Okay, this is going to take an hour, maybe 2 hours. Or I'm sorry, I thought it was going to take like a half hour, an hour. It took over 2 hours to suck all the hair. You got me with the hair. The air out of the chamber until it stopped bubbling. So now, here's a dilemma. If I put the acrylic stand under here, that only leaves me with just a little bit of room for that top shelf. If I pull it all the way out, there's going to be a lot of stuff hidden behind it. Let's see if I can get you. Here we go, Pyre. I think what I want to do, I'm going to put my angel sight back here in the back. I'm going to put in front of it. See, check this out. I mounted this. This is a piece of carnelian, and I actually glued it to a piece of wood because I was going to slice it up. And then I saw it sitting on this piece of wood. This little guy here, and I was just like, I don't know if I want to cut it up. I kind of like it on a little display board. There's just something about that. The shape, the bubbly lava-y side here. So I decided to leave it on there, and it has become a display piece. Someday I may cut it, but not today. So what's going to go on my stand? My Erie Luckstone. See how it has a perfect quartz stripe running through completely? Those are good luck. That's kind of cool. That was a happy accident. I accidentally dropped a ring inside of one of the little acrylic stands for my spheres, and you can see the ring inside the stand now, and that looks kind of cool. I didn't make that ring. That was a cheap. Yes, easier to use as a bookend sometimes. James, how you doing? Good to see you. Are you back to cutting now? I think I've seen some of your work on Facebook, and I wasn't sure if after your move you had got your shop all set up. It's like having the whole crew together. Everybody's checking in. Thank you. I need to get a stool or a step ladder so I can get up here and maneuver some things around. All right. Piece of petrified wood at that rocky butte. It's green and blue. It's awesome. Just awesome colors. This is an Oregon sunstone. A little red hue you see inside there, orange hue, that's the schiller inside the sunstone. This came from a good friend. You probably know her or know of her. Haven't seen her in a while. I hope she's well. She's one who forever refuses to wear shoes. This was my first encounter with howlite. Most of you probably know howlite because it's dyed in all kinds of fun colors and crazy shapes and weird looking non-natural type stones. This is a natural piece of howlite. This is what it looks like before it gets dyed up and messed around with. Again, nothing special about that piece of howlite, except I just liked it. Good, Jim. I'm glad you got it all together. I hope to start seeing you be more productive. The weather should be turning nicer. Or no, you moved up further north, so you may still have some snow and some inclement weather to deal with shortly. Another favorite piece of carnelian. 4 days of rain. Yep, in Reno. I believe it. I can totally believe there's tons of rain coming. Hey, Trish, how you doing? Good to see you. Raining and snowing in Minnesota. Yep. Yeah, I saw the weather guy was talking about just how much rain and snow you all are expecting. Midwest, North Midwest, you know, that whole snowbelt area, and we're supposed to get a little touch of it here on the East Coast. We might get a little taste of a nor'easter, but I don't know. It hasn't snowed here in a long time, and I like snow. I like the changing of the seasons. I like different weather. So when we go from deep winter into spring, I like to know that we're actually changing a season. A winter weather advisory? Oh, man. Nine feet of snow. I can't even imagine 9 foot of snow. I can't imagine 4 foot of snow. You're into the agates? Jim, what kind of agate are you working on right now? I got this Brazilian I'm just about to start slicing up. You can see how translucent it is. Just I mean, it's not thin, so that's gonna be fun. It should make some nice cabs. And then a friend of mine, a new friend of mine from Tuscarora, contacted me actually through my Facebook page and asked if I could help him slice up some rocks. He's relatively new into making cabochons. He did a little bit of wire wrapping and does really good work. He doesn't know Matt, I asked. But his sister lives in Montana, and she's an avid rock hound. So she likes to collect as she hikes through Montana wilderness, and she sent him a box full of rocks. Nothing I love here more than somebody sent a box full of rocks. And in that box of rocks were a couple of Montana agate that I'm absolutely in love with. I can't wait to slice them up for him and see what's in there. This guy, you can see the little floaters deep inside that. So as I slice through that and we come across those guys, that's going to shine. And this thing is interesting. This, I mean, it's got some flowers to it. You see these little guys here, those little flowers? I believe this might be some quartz in here, but the other side is clearly agate. Let's get this under the light. And you need to see this under the light because it's not doing anybody any justice. Why are things so... There we go. So this is a Montana agate. And it's all gnarly and rough right now, which is just phenomenal. Here are the flowers I was talking about. So I don't know what to expect as I cut into this guy. I'm trying to figure out where I want to cut. I mean, you can see more of the famous Montana agate floaters. There's little dots in there. I like that piece. I can imagine that's going to turn into a really nice cabochon, that piece of clear right there. Hello, Janice. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining. Gems, you need to get some Montana and a Kentucky agate. I really want to get a great specimen of Kentucky agate. I am looking for one with the red, yellow, black, clear, clear banding of those colors. Slice it like a clam first. Just cut it in half and see what she shows. And then decide where I want to go from there. I would. It's not for me, though. This is for somebody else. This is his rock. Although he did promise me some of the material for helping him cut it up, which I will gladly take as we cut through. Gems, that's what I'm thinking, right? If I take that little knob off the end, that'll turn into at least two. Using thumb size, can probably get two, maybe a third cab out of there. But again, I shouldn't show this off too much. It's not my material. It's not fair. You know how that is when you're working for somebody else. Once it becomes my material, then we'll talk about it. Beverly with the stud joke. That was my dad joke. I made that many years ago. I shouldn't say it was mine. I'm sure I wasn't the first stud to make that stud joke. So one of the other rocks this gentleman brought back was a piece of petrified wood. And you want to talk about slicing it like a loaf of bread? He called this... His affectionate name for it was the Twinkie. So this was his Twinkie. And it's a piece of petrified wood, and it is solid. So I took the first slice off. And it started to show some signs of, you can see the lines in there. He asked me to slice it this direction. Specifically, he wanted this long ways. And then I took the second slice off. But here comes the third and final slice. And you can see the wood structure in there. I mean, it's solid stone. There, you see those fractures, but you can't feel them. They don't really exist. They have been healed. So what once was wood grain is now just solid stone. And although it doesn't look like a whole heck of a lot right this minute, that's going to turn into a gorgeous couple of cabs. His Twinkie. And that's how I slabbed her up. Hello, Diane. How you doing? I'm glad you made it. Rockin' peeps. I like it. So I was going to show you. Oh, that's right. We're going to go through my rock stabilizing project. My most recent endeavor. So, you may recognize this. This belonged to a famous YouTuber who was once known for making wire wrap jewelry, but I don't think he's ever done that in years. But he used to cook his steaks in that. Now I use it for drying out stabilized material. So this is Arizona rainbow wood. Good. I'm glad you're doing well, Diane. It's good to see you here and not having to be put up with Matt's crazy shenanigans. We can relax and not worry about anybody spreading bodily fluids onto the stones. We don't do that around here. Scrimshaw needs a coffee to stay up with us. She's having trouble hanging. So these were done. These were already stabilized in Cactus Juice. So I used stabilizing resin called Cactus Juice. There it is. And that goes into my vacuum pot. So my vacuum chamber, that's the Thailand of rock shows. That just goes into the vacuum chamber. The vacuum pump goes on. It starts sucking all of the air out of said pot. Right now I've got some material that is going to be stabilized next. And then once that's done, that'll run for 2 hours plus. It'll suck all the air out of there. All the little air bubbles will stop bubbling. International sign for bubbling. Then you let the air back in and it pushes all of the resin into the little tiny cracks. So you can see in this piece of ocean jasper, it was a very, come on ocean, there we go. Come on. It was a very porous piece of ocean jasper. Why will it not stay focused? And it filled most of all the holes. I cannot get this thing to focus. There it goes. So you can see where the resin fills into the hole. So now it doesn't crumble on me anymore. Now it did not fill the big holes. You see, we still got big holes there. But it did leave, where it ran out, a little bit of resin on the end. Now this resin is special for stabilizing. It will not change the color. It's very solid, great for grinding. And when I go to, okay, I can't show you guys. It's just not focusing on that piece of stone. It doesn't like that stone. When I go to grind it down and turn it into a cabochon, it should look gorgeous. Should not be able to tell that it was ever stabilized. Now, the thing that I consider about stabilizing, some people are absolutely not. They do not stabilize. Everything has to be natural, 100%. They don't want anything to do with stabilized material. My belief is that if I'm not selling it by weight, if I'm not sitting here saying, oh, well, this is a 38 gram cabochon and you're paying me, $8 a gram or whatever the going rate is, it doesn't matter if it's stabilized or not. I'll stabilize it, keep it from falling apart. If it's good looking material, if it makes a nice piece of jewelry, that's the most important part for me. I will list it as stabilized. I'm not going to hide the stabilizing, but as far as the price, I don't sell my stuff by weight. Where you really get into trouble, the turquoise market and other gemstones where they sell by weight and you stabilize something and you add weight to that something, that absolutely needs to be disclosed all the way through, and it changes the value. You'll see a huge variation of value in stabilized material versus unstabilized material, because who knows how much stabilization, how much weight was added of that stone. Whoop. All right. My handpiece just cracked on me. Why not? That's the second live show that I had where something broke. What's that telling me? I have not tried it with the apatite yet. I still have that big chunk of flakily apatite. I tried some once without the vacuum, Jim. It basically, you mix 330 in acetone. You let the acetone dissolve the 330 so it gets to a super liquid state. And you pour it over the rock and you leave it sit. And every couple of days you come back, you swirl it around and leave it sit. And then eventually, after much time has passed, you bring the items out, you let them air dry, and then you activate them, heat them up to activate the hardener. I had about a 30-70 turnout with that. 30 of it worked okay, 70 of it failed. So I said, I want to do it different. I want to get a little bit better outcome with my stabilization. So that's why I got the vacuum chamber. We'll see. I haven't cut the... my good luck stone is falling. Uh-oh. Which good luck stone? Ugh. Oh, failing. Yeah, my good luck stone is failing. The fail was my handset here just broke, so it's not holding my phone any longer. I need a new piece. So this thing broke. It was an inexpensive little jibby, but it's no longer holding my phone. So I'm using my hand to hold my phone. God forbid. I got something slightly different. Oh, with the 70%, that failed. Yeah. My 70% failure rate on that one was an education. So it was totally worth it. Let's see. Do I still have the acetone jar up here? I do. I got to get rid of it soon anyway. That's the acetone mixture that I used back in the day. I got to go recycle that. The stones didn't harden. They fell apart, or the areas that I wanted to stabilize didn't stabilize. The areas that were already solid had a glossy sheen to the glue or the resin that was used. That was the failure. Thank you, Beverly. We only have about an hour left, and then you can let loose. Scrimshaw, don't be a bad influence. No, it wasn't, Gems, it wasn't Cactus Juice I used. That time I used just acetone and 330 resin. Epoxy 330, this stuff. Yeah. So you mix these two tubes in with an equal part of acetone, and it becomes a very fluid, epoxy-like material. You let it soak, and hopefully the stone soaks up all of that epoxy-like material. I think, did I heat it? I don't remember if I heated it or not, to help with the liquid flow into the stone. And then you just let it sit. Now, this is the first time I've ever messed with Cactus Juice. I just got it. Took me a little bit. It took me a while to pull the trigger on the vacuum pump. I mean, the Cactus Juice and no pressure cooker or vacuum chamber, I don't know. I haven't seen anybody use Cactus Juice and no vacuum chamber. But it could. It is very fluid, very viscous, or non-viscous. I always get that wrong. It flows very nicely, so it will fill the cracks. But there are cheaper ways to get a vacuum as well. If you have even just, I saw somebody use a Ziploc bag and a turkey baster. You know, so you can get a light vacuum to help get it into the material. And I'm guessing if you're doing slabs or small, very small pieces of rock or like little chunks of turquoise, it may be easier. Beverly's biting her lip about the turkey baster. She has turkey baster stories ready to go. I think she keeps a little turkey baster notebook next to her bed on her nightstand. And she wakes up in the middle of the night and writes out the new turkey baster joke of the day. I know I would. Yeah, if you have a vacuum pack, even just a regular old household vacuum cleaner will vacuum out a Ziploc bag. Turkey baster poetry, I dare you. Thought that I shall never see a turkey baster quite like thee. Turkey baster up on high, a turkey baster. No, all right, never mind. I don't want to go there. Gems, I don't know if you know Beverly. She is our poet laureate. She is the rock rapping poet laureate of the East Coast. Well, when you know one poem, you got to abuse it, right? That's how it works. Apparently. Yep. Well, that's what I do. And if you don't like it, you can take away your thumbs up. But if you haven't given the thumbs up yet, slap a thumbs up there. Help people find me here. If you haven't had a chance to share this with somebody, feel free to spread the love. Some other people might love this type of content. It's wonderful rambling in the garage on a dreary March night content. How would you guys like to see me cut a stone? Are we here to... It might get loud. It's going to be harder for me to talk if I cut a stone. Or would you rather continue conversing? Questions, answers? Mayana says yes. Do it. What am I doing? Was that cutting stone or was that talking? Because I can keep talking. Lord knows I have the ability to keep talking. Stones. Okay. All right. Yes. All right. Let's do some stones then. I'll transfer you over to this kit here. All right. Now the question is, what stone? Does anybody have a specific stone they would like to see cut. I've got, just handy here, gems. I got, this was my Lapidary Dave haul. And everybody, if you get a chance, check out Lapidary Dave on YouTube. He is just a chill guy. I mean, knowledgeable about stonecraft world, knowledgeable about music. He is in the stone world in a big way. Super helpful, just an all-around nice guy. Lapidary Dave. So from him, I got this emerald turquoise. This is natural, unstabilized. It looks like mint chocolate chip ice cream. It is that pale green color. I got this stone called Naturalite. Naturalite looks horrendous when you first see it. I mean, it just doesn't look like much of anything. It's got these little pink to pale white to peachish colored cells. Yes, he does a lot of the Tucson show review. He does a lot of Quartzite. He does a lot of the different gem shows, the big gem shows. But once this Naturalite is actually polished, I mean, this is a piece that I polished a couple days ago. It takes, I'm sorry, Variscite, not turquoise. Yes, you are correct, Gems. Thank you for that one. You like the club had some nice stuff? Oh, the club that he was reviewing. Gotcha. I got a couple of cool slabs for my birthday. There's a rose quartz, possibly. This looks like a piece of serpentine. Green, super slick. I'll probably polish up really nice. You did get 2 pieces of that. That's great. Oh, you know what I'm going to do? I just thought about what I'm going to do. I know what I'm going to do. I have this stabilized stuff, the stuff that I just stabilized. Let's see what it turns into. I have a Purple Cow Agate that I'm going to cut down, and I have a piece of petrified Arizona rainbow wood. So we will do those 2. Number next. I'm going to switch you over to a different bracket here. Let's see if I can do this without disconnecting YouTube, because nope. How can I do this? Will it flip around with me? It does. All right. All right. YouTube's kind of smart sometimes. Okay. This is my calving station. Welcome, everybody. All right, I gotta take a second to make some prep done. To get some prep done. First thing I need to do is use my crayon apple jugs. So I have 3 ocean spray jugs that I use to fill my reservoir water. The reason I use these is because I don't have running water out here, and I do need to keep these things filled with flowing water. So there's a pond pump inside the bucket. And these jugs from Ocean Spray are the absolute best. They're not a sponsor. Ocean Spray does not sponsor me, unfortunately. But if you see this Ocean Spray, I'm always open. You know, I make sure that's running, make sure my pump is on. So it's probably going to get pretty loud in here as we get started with this. The grinder always does. And I'll apologize in advance, because I will do my best to talk over it. Hopefully YouTube does its best to filter the sound. Do these trays come out? Yes, they do. Loud like your guitars. All right, we'll see. All right, glasses. I need my glasses. Gotta have the glasses. There they are. All right. All right, let's go back and forth real quick. And back. Why isn't doing this? There we go. All right. That's the water pump. Water's coming out. Too much water's coming out. All right, slow it down a touch. So I'm just going to freeform this. This is Purple Cow Agate. You can see there's a beautiful chunk of purple up in here. There's some opal. But this is what I stabilized. It had a very crevicey area here. So I'm probably going to eliminate most of that crevice and use this piece going down here and down here. So there's some motion going there. I kind of like the way that that looks. I'm just going to start getting rid of. All right, if that's loud, I'm sorry. That's where we gotta. You're gonna have to adjust your volumes, everybody. Here we go. All right, good. Hope I didn't kill anybody's ears. I like to take, when I'm freeforming a cab, I just like to take a general shape and get an idea, get some of these ridges off. Good night, Nina, if you're leaving. Tell it's much more solid than it used to be. Hello, Baxter Monkey. Yes, this is all new. All new Vincent's Rock Garage. Unbelievable, right? We're out here tonight cutting some stones up. Just hanging out. It is shaping up nicely. And you know what's funny is I recognize this smell now. So there's a smell coming from these. And I can smell that urethane or resin that's in there that stabilized this material. So I just, this very moment, learned something new, that when I ever encounter that smell now, when grinding and cutting a stone, I'll be able to tell that it was stabilized, even if I couldn't tell beforehand. is usually a pretty hard material to work. This Purple Cow Agate, when it's solid, is has a good hardness to it. Not hard as in difficult, but hard as in solid. I don't feel any difference in the hardness of this piece once it's been stabilized. I do feel that these patchy areas are not cracking out, which is great. That was really my goal, is just so that I could get a good shape out of it and not have it crack out. This crack is bad, okay? I wanted to try and avoid cutting into this side, but I've got to because of this ridge here. So there's this little ridge that's cut out, and I got to get that flat. There she goes. For anybody who's never been here before, I say this all the time, but these wheels are relatively harmless on your skin. They're not going to hurt you. They will take your nails out if you scratch up your nails. So I can get my hands up really close and hold the stone and not worry too much about ripping my skin apart. Obviously, it's doing a number on the stone. You do want to watch out for the corners. The corners can grab you and give you a little nick if you're not cautious. But for anybody who's ever been curious about giving this a try, I like the shape that's forming up on this guy. I do get into a zone when I'm out here grinding, where I can just grind away. The brain goes numb. Gems. I think a lot of people here who have commented are familiar with Matt's crazy art. Yep. Most of the people who follow me have been introduced to me through Matt. There are some exceptions. I definitely have channel members now who I run into in person. We've all done our time. Beverly, be good. Keep holding that tongue. No, not that tongue, your tongue. My sister was on here earlier, if that counts, and my niece was on here. She won't talk, but she'll stop in and visit. I'm hoping that if she's on there, one of these days she'll come and help me make a video. uniform shape. What do you think? Should I keep going? Should I make it narrower? Should I change the shape completely? Do you like the shape? What would you do if you were sitting here in front of this machine? We've got some rough spots here that I might want to try and grind out, so I might narrow this down a little bit more. Point off at the end. Hold on, what was that? Let me come back up here. I like it, but I would round the point off at the end with the 2 points, just a little. So that point you'd round a little bit, Scrimshaw? Is that what you're saying? Hearts are tough, Jim. Jim. Hearts are tough. It's doable. Okay, so you would say round this off a little bit more. Get this maybe a little down here somewhere. Close to final shape at this point. So I'm going to take it off of the 100 grit wheel and we're going to bump up to 220. That's this guy right here. The things are going to go a little bit slower, but I'm not trying to remove quite as much material, so it's fine. And it'll make things smoother and quieter. Like this shape? Okay. This is going to be its final shape. There's going to be just minor differences now as I smooth out the ends. As I try and make it nice and flat. So it will be easy to put the bezel in. sand and sand some more. All right. There we go, everybody. I'm going to shut this off now. Now, normally, I would bring you all with me to go put the bezel on this thing, but because my handset broke, I'm just gonna pop over here, dry this off, put the girdle line in, and then once I put the girdle line in, I'll be right back and we'll start to cut the girdle. This is where the shape of the dome starts to take shape. Let me see if I can come all the way over here. You can kind of see me doing this. Over here, but I can't put you right in my face at the moment. So this is just alcohol, regular old isopropyl alcohol. It dries fast, gets rid of any of the oils, makes it easy for Sharpie to attach once it's dry. I just lay the marker down at the distance that I want to give me the cab thickness that I'm looking for. And run the stone over the Sharpie. And that is a girdle line. So now my goal is going to be to grind down to that line and start creating the dome up to the top. All right, back at it. What did I miss? Line of sight guy. Hi, Valerie. Welcome. Good to see you. All right, here it is. This is the beginning of the doming. here is to create an angle off of that line. That's the start of the dome. Take that bevel that I created, that little groove, and I'm just going to start cutting that down, create another angle. Sorry I'm not talking as much as I was. I get lost in this in meditation sometimes. Beverly, you'll never be stabilized. I'm sorry. As much as we'd like to see you stable, stabilization of Beverly just isn't going to happen. Leave the rest of the movie. Are you guys talking about scary movies again? not the most aggressive stone that I have. Obviously the one to my left here is more aggressive. But that one also leaves bigger scratches. So I prefer to work on the 220 when I can, because that's less scratches I've got to take out later. It might have gone a little bit faster had I started on the more aggressive stone. But I'm enjoying seeing this fifth stone come to life. So, no need to rush it. Maybe something at the end to win this cab for some lucky viewer. Or maybe a process to secure this cabochon. Maybe. May have something to do with transferring thousands of dollars into an unmarked Swiss bank account. Whoever just said garlic butter just shortened my stream by about 30 minutes. Now I gotta get food. I'm going to take a pause. We're going to dry this puppy off. Dry my hands off. I think you all rate for a fresh paper towel. I don't do this often, but I like to reuse my paper towels. So one of the things I noticed here, there are still natural crevasses inside this stone. And I don't think any grinding is going to get them out. I thought that stabilization might fill them, but that doesn't seem to be the case. But we'll see how she looks. So she's down all the way down to her girdle. Maybe just a little bit there that still needs to come down. I can do that on the 320 grit wheel. Plink. Oh, so that's your nickname for him, huh? Plink? Alright, so she's gonna move up now to the 320. This is the first soft wheel. It's got a little bit of give, so I can push a little bit harder. Get a nice rounded, softened edge. You'll notice is that I work in two different sections of the wheel. The center has been worn more consistently, so it's a little bit softer. It doesn't grind quite as much as the edges, which don't get used as much as the center. So they grind a little harder. So I pay attention to where on the wheel I am, how much grinding I actually want done. So I want to try and take that little lump out of there. I'll take that to the edge of the wheel. That'll take up a little bit more stone. And then as I get more towards the polishing side, I'll get into the center of the wheel. At this point though, with this hard stone, most of the goal is just taking out the scratches from the 220 diamond wheel and beginning the polishing phase. It's not going to do too much shaping at this point. A lot of what I'm still doing in this is just by feel. So I can feel here there's this little rough spot that I want to work on. Up here needs some more too. While the stone's wet, it's really tough to see any scratches. You can feel a lot of them. also do the back. Start taking some of the scratches out of the back. Move things over. I don't spend a lot of time on the back. But it does help give it a presentation of a nice finished stone. So we are done on the 320 grit at this point. There's lots of pennies on the ground here. What the heck happened, everybody? Why do I have pennies everywhere? What is going on with you guys? I turned my back for a minute. All right, that is after the 320 grit. You can start to see the reflection of the light. Nice even reflection. We're going to jump up to 600 now, so follow me as we head over here. Slightly different angle. Job of the 600 grit wheel is to take out the scratches from the wheel before. I'm not going to do any shaping. Take a look. Let's see what we got. Dry my hands off. So now this is only through the 1200 grit. You can see the little crevasses there that I was worried about. I'm not getting those out. They are a feature. And the girdle that goes all the way around. Nice girdle. There's a chip out of the back of the girdle there. I should have taken care of that earlier, but it was going to shrink the stone substantially. So I didn't want to do that. So now we're going to jump to I'm seeing I'm using the light to check and see scratches. I'm looking through the phone because I don't have my loop out at the moment. You know what? I need to. Yep, I still have another wheel to go, but I may go back on. So right now I'm using my loop. So I'm going to check and see. There's an area here that I'm a little bit concerned about. So in the middle, this kind of white area there. I don't know if you can see that. And a little bit of texture to it. I want to see if I can get that out. Scrimshaw, this is called Purple Cow Agate from the Purple Cow mine. I purchased this rough material from an online seller called the Family Stones. Great group of people. They've taken good care of me over the years. This piece was less than ideal, let's say. It was definitely, there were some chips and some fractures in it. And I stabilized it because the piece that I had tried to cut prior started to crumble as I was doing this. And so this is my experiment with stabilizing this Purple Cow Agate. And what I'm seeing right now, it's going to be hard. So hard for me to show you all, but let's see if I can make it happen. So you see, I have the magnifier now over top of the lens. So you see, this is all fractured in there, but there is just these little druzy pockets. I mean, they're just filled with micro crystals. And then if you look carefully there, that looks like a plume of some sort that came through. And I don't think that if I keep going on any heavier grit, that's actually going to come out. So the crevices won't come out, definitely. They're too deep and they're in there. So they are now a feature of the stone. It is not a fracture. It is not a mistake. But I want to try a little bit longer on 600 and 1200 and see if I can't get the shine to come up. We'll go back to 600 grit. Oh, did I lose some people for a minute? Yeah, it is Rocky. Hello, Rocky. Hello, welcome, Rocky. It's a new name. I have not seen, they look very deep. I don't think they're coming out. But like I said, natural stone. What are you going to do? again, see what we got. And see if we can make that plume area look any better. Now this was a slab that was stabilized in the Cactus Juice. So that's where I wasn't sure if things like those little crevices were going to be filled or not. But I still have 2 more stages to go to finish polishing this. So I have the 3000 grit wheel, which is the pink guy on the end here, and then I've got cerium oxide polish. And then we'll see what kind of shine comes up. I wasn't sure if that was going to get filled by the Cactus Juice or not. It looks like it wasn't filled, but it was sealed. Because the other stone that I had cut, this would have fractured at this point. By now, and I've been pretty rough with this stone. I haven't been gentle to see if it would actually hold together. Smell that resin again. That was post 3000 grit on the wheels. Oh, thank you for hanging out, Scrimshaw. Please definitely come back and rewatch the video. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Share it if you thought it was helpful. You know, I'd like to introduce more people to the world of semi-precious stones. So that's my polish after 3000 grit. I think it's a gorgeous polish. The only piece that I'm hung up on are those little specks there. The earlier part, I spent some time putting together an acrylic shelf and going through some of my collection and how I want to try to change my display around. So you get to see some of the materials I have. We talked a little bit. Originally started out as this was just going to be a hangout show. We were going to just kind of chat and talk and go over life and love and all the things in between. But now I was talking about stabilizing stones, and I remembered I had these stones that I was going to... There goes another penny. Damn, these pennies are coming out of nowhere. So by popular demand, we decided I was going to cut this stone, decorating. Now, anybody who's around to this point, we're going to have a little game, and I'm going to give this away. For our game tonight, I'm going to ask you all to channel with me and think of a number. We're going to play the closest to number game. I'm going to grab a piece of paper over here. I'm going to write down a number somewhere in between 1 and 100. And your job, if you choose to accept it, is going to be to guess that number. Now, everybody gets one guess. I don't want to see multiples. We're all friends here. Yeah, can you get a handful of rock hounds around? Right. So here's the number. I wrote it down on this piece of paper. I'm going to set it on top of my machine here. That's it. That yellow slip of paper has the winning number. It's the closest to without, or the closest to, over, under, doesn't matter, the closest to. And if you hit the nail on the head, if you get it exactly, there will be a bonus stone, which I'll show you now, because I cut this the other night. This is a piece of Veracite. No, not Veracite. Wait. Oh my goodness, I just lost it. I gave some of this to Matt the other day. And I forget the name of it now. My brain is giving up on me. Don't get old, people. I don't know your ages in here. I know there are some older and some younger. But if you hit the nail on the head, that comes along with the stone you just watched me cut. The stone you just watched me cut is Purple Cow Agate. All right, let's see. Where is everybody? So we have Rocky with a 10. Beverly with a 13. Tanja, hello Tanja, it's good to see you. 57. Mayana, Ancient Chart Music and Art with a 79. Gems with a 69. I got to throw a penny. Hold on a second. The Mimi D with a 37. Janice Korth came in with 89. Tie-Dye and Dawn with a 42. Good number, Tie-Dye. Good number, but that's not it today. James with an 84. It's not Veracite. It's V something. I can't remember. Oh, boy. Well, I'm going to open up the number now. I think that's everybody. Everybody had their chance. I hope you grabbed your little red dot and pulled it all the way over to the right to make sure you got your guess in. The magic number. $36. 36, and I believe we had a 37, if I'm not correct. Yep. Mimi D, you got a 37. Nobody was closer. Congratulations, Mimi D. I believe, Mimi, that I'm not sure if you're connected to me on Facebook. Either you can go to my Facebook page, which is Lapidary Angel, and send me a message there. Or if you're on Matt's Crazy Art Facebook group, you can always message me directly to my Facebook page, and I will get your address, and I will send you out your Purple Cow Agate. Thank you very much for playing that game, everybody. I appreciate that. That was nice. That was really cool. Yes, congratulations. Hold on, wait, let me... Bubbles, woo! Oh, I'm so cheesy. That's awesome. No, thank you. I appreciate every one of you being here tonight. It was just so awesome to see all of your faces, hang out and chat. Oh man, I don't even know what time it is. It's 8:15. I really got to get wrapping this thing up. And now I'm hungry. Somebody mentioned garlic butter earlier, and I got to go find something to eat. I enjoyed having you. I enjoyed creating for you. I really do feel better. I came into this, I wasn't feeling 100%. I was not having the best day ever. And after this, just hanging out, watching you guys chat while I was grinding the stone, asking me questions, I got a smile on my face. It will carry me through the day tomorrow. You all are awesome. Keep creating. As always, I love seeing your creations, sharing them on, since most of us are Matt's fans as well, sharing them on the Matt's Facebook page is great. Good, Mayana. Feel better. Stay blessed. Keep creating. Keep making. Mimi, I look forward to hearing from you and getting this little girl out to you as soon as possible. If you had a chance, please hit the thumbs up button. That does help people find my channel, help people find this stream. You guys, if you're watching this stream after it's happened, I hope you enjoyed it. If you have questions, go ahead and leave them down below. I'll try and answer all your questions. Yep, I got to pick up the pennies and go buy dinner. There's a lot of pennies. I should eat well tonight. And Beverly, it was great to see you too. Thank you so much. Oh, I appreciate you all. I think you understand the penny thing. Yes. And if you have a YouTube channel, please feel free to share it. I would love to check it out. The Tesla 3. No. Oh, yeah. Stay positive, everybody. All right. Good night. Love you all. Okay. I don't know how to shut it down. Maybe I can never shut it down. Uh-oh. What do I do then? Oh, there it is. Bye-bye.